Okay, so how to create a punk rock track. This is one I made in advance. I made it in probably a few hours, but I kind of want to give you a general breakdown. So usually with punk rock, you want to pick a pretty good chord progression, something like 3, 4 chords, and you just keep cycling through that. You might want to change it at least once, maybe during the chorus or some bridge. Um, and then also for plugins, make sure you have good guitar plugins. The ones that come built into Ableton or FL Studio, they're okay, but you don't get the little nuances you'd get that make it sound more human. Things like just sliding your hand along the neck of the guitar. They have plugins that can do that, but as far as I'm aware, Ableton, FL Studio just don't got it. Um, so yeah, I use Shreddage 3. It's phenomenal. Also, Native Instruments has their Electric Sunburst is really good as well. It's different, and you'll see what I mean when you try it out. So this one has kind of preset rhythms. This one is a lot more kind of gives you free reign of exactly what you want your guitar to do or sound like. So okay, let's jump into this. The chords I went for so I'm in the key of D sharp major. Originally, the chords were laid out as such, and then I found they were a little too kind of mushed together. They sound like it was just one homogeneous blob of just electric guitar. So I went ahead and I added some separation. Here's what it sounded like before the separation. And then after I separated them. And then also what I did is I went ahead and added low pass and high pass filter, and they'll both taper off, allowing the full sound of the guitar to come in for the intro. Really adds a nice effect. Also, make sure you get really good quality drums. There is a really, really good one by Steven Slate, a free one I made a video about. Or if you have a Splice, you could just go ahead and pull them from Splice. Here's the ones I used. So for the intro, I kept it pretty simple. Didn't want to really use any kicks or snares. Just went ahead and used rim shots and some cymbals and hi-hats. So, oh, shoot. Let's go ahead and, okay. So yeah, I went ahead and I cranked the velocity down on the cymbals, made sure that the velocity for the rim shot was pretty good velocity, not super high, not super low. That way it doesn't punch through really, really hard in the beginning. And that way your chorus can stand out more. So this is what it sounds like. Okay. As for the next part, you want to make sure you have like kind of a little bit of a breakaway where the old drum pattern stops repeating. And then for the build-up, I went ahead and I just put a low pass filter on this, and the low pass will just slowly taper off. So here you go. There you go. And I'll go ahead and I'll play it one more time just so you can get a better idea of it. So that adds a nice sweeping effect. Make sure you add some cymbals as well, reverse them, and just have them play regularly to kind of give people let them know that the crescendo is sweeping in. And then for the first chorus, I just went ahead and I didn't overthink it, just use the same chord progression from before. And now that it's coming through full blast, it sounds infinitely better. And then I went ahead and I opened up another copy of Shreddage, and I just went ahead and I just kept playing the chords on loop, playing along on my keyboard until I found a good melody that worked. Here's what it sounds like. And then I used a bass guitar. This one, unfortunately, I did not have a shredded bass guitar for. It's something I will get in the future. So I had to use one native to Ableton. I don't really like the way it sounds all that much, but with the amp, pedal, cabinet, and some compression, it sounds okay. I'm still gonna tweak it. But yeah, here's what it sounds like for now. And then for the drums, really, really simple. Just kick, kick, snare, kick, kick, snare. And then you want to kind of throw in some cymbals in there for added flair. Oh, shoot. Okay, forgot to take this. Come on. Got to take this off solo. Okay. So just. And then. So you really don't need anything super fancy. That's what I did. I just sidechained it for added effect, and I mean, this is what it sounds like. And then for toms is tricky. I went ahead and I just pulled a sample off of Splice. I recommend, at least just for me personally, I recommend just having them separate. Plug them into Simpler or Sampler, whichever you want. And then, I mean, you can just have quick little riffs where it runs up and down the toms. I find it just works better that way. Toms can be kind of fickle. You sometimes don't know where to put them. So I figured like, okay, we'll just toss one in here. And as you can see, there's some I used a little later in the track as well. So blend it in. It actually sounds really good. So here's just what it sounds like on their own. And then when you go ahead and blend it in with the track. It adds that little oomph to it. And then as for the bridge, I'm probably going to make a few changes here, but I like how it's coming along so far. I went ahead and I opened another copy of Shreddage. I put on a really nice ambient sound. Here's what it sounds like. And then I opened a copy of Electric Sunburst. So this one, because it has built-in presets, you don't get as much flexibility as you would with Shreddage, but I found a really good one, and I'm just going to stick with it. Here it is. And then I layered it with another one. This one does not have the palm mutes, so it's just like open strumming. And then you add it with electric guitar from the beginning. So I went ahead and this one has the volume creep in to create a crescendo. So anyway, when you layer it all together, oh, the other thing too is the drumming. It's just really, really simple hi-hat. I made sure that the velocity is really low and that it slowly got cranked up. So as you can see, it's almost at the very bottom. And then it starts to pick up and right around before it goes to the next chorus. Yeah, that's about as high as it gets. Just adding that little bit of hi-hat really helps kind of just move the track forward. Okay, and then for the next chorus, I just shamelessly copied it from the first one. I'm going to add more variety in here. One of the things I added right before making this video, I figure, okay, we're going to need some more kick in here, so I went ahead and added that. I'm going to go ahead and add some shakers from Splice, and then also probably add some more variety with the hi-hats. Maybe even add a second snare that's slightly same pitch and everything, but just a slightly different tone. I figure it'll add a nice bit of change. So that way, same chorus, but different drum pattern. So, I mean, this one I'll go ahead and play. It just sounds like the first with slightly more aggressive drums. And then what might be the outro or another bridge? I just went ahead, used the same ambient guitar sound from the bridge. As well as electric sunburst. Another electric sunburst, and then so yeah, there's quite a few duplicates of electric sunburst, all with slightly different effects added to them. And yes, I'm fully aware right here it is clipping. So this is not, keep in mind, this is not a complete track. This is just kind of give you a basic rundown of kind of punk rock in the making. So I understand a ton of things are clipping, a ton of things need to be EQ'd as well. But this is just kind of the bare bones of what making a punk rock track looks like. So here, I'll go ahead and play this part right here. And that should be it for the basic rundown. Oh, almost forgot. For this part right here, I used a different drum pattern altogether. Okay. Looks like this one does not have much snare. The hi-hat. Okay. And yeah, that should be it. But yeah, first and foremost, make sure you have really good guitar plugins. If you're going to make punk rock, people will be able to tell if it has a slightly computerized robotic sound to it. Shreddage 3, in my opinion, is your best bet if you don't know how to actually play guitar. Native Instruments has some great ones as well. I would typically stay away from the built-in guitars on Ableton or FL Studio. I mean, they can kind of work. Maybe if you want to layer them in there, and maybe someone might not notice. But yeah, generally Shreddage 3 is it's the direction to go in. And that should be it for this video of a basically punk rock walkthrough. If you liked it, just feel free to like, subscribe, or comment. And if you can, feel free to follow me on Instagram and SoundCloud. The support is always appreciated. I should have another video out shortly. Thanks for watching.